And hello and welcome everyone to the comic multiverse where the worlds of nerd meet. As always, I'm your host Joel, and yes, before you ask, yes, before you comment, I'm wearing a hat. It's cold in Canada right now. We had an ungodly ice storm for the last 2 days, and because I've been wearing the hat all day, my hair looks like shit under here, and I'm not going to look like a homeless person on my own show, Matt, because we run a tight ship around here, damn it, and we have standards.
If you say so.
I do say so. I say it loudly and repeatedly until I believe it. And yes, everyone, that other voice you hear is Matt. He's back from sabbatical, everyone. He's back from his, big, important training mission that he was on. How did that go?
It went really well. I'm really tired. I got back today that we're recording this show.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, I probably look like shit. And I feel like shit, but yeah, we got to do a show.
And I gave Matt 0 breaks. I'm like, man, if you're back, you're working through Christmas, Cratchit. That's why I'll be visited by 3 ghosts in the night for my miserly behavior. I joke about working through Christmas, but for YouTubers, we have to do that all the time. And our birthdays, you don't get any time off when you're a YouTuber.
No, I think like last Christmas, I was like doing reviews. I think.
Some years we don't even get lucky, and they don't even let up on the releases.
Yeah. Sometimes there's that one day where the Christmas takes place just after a comic week, so the next week you still get more comics.
Oh yeah, it's a total thing. I mean, hey, you went away for 2 weeks, and you had to double kick in overtime just to make sure you had content while you were gone.
Yeah, I did reviews while I was working.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. When I go away for my things, which I love to do when I get to go to a con, I have to work myself stupid the week before to make sure I have content. In some cases, I have to make up content if the review isn't there.
Yeah. I know exactly how you feel.
Although I am happy because this was a lighter week for comics. I actually got to experiment with some different types of videos. I got to do the stories so far, which I enjoy doing, and I'm working on something else that I'm hoping to release soon that people will like.
Awesome. That's cool.
Different type of video. I haven't done it before. I'm trying to make it funny. I'm trying to go for like a comedy thing because there's a lot of informative channels out there. I want to be the one that makes you laugh. But yes, really happy to have Matt here, my regular co-host. And I guess with that, Matt, we can hop into what we have going on this week.
We can, definitely.
All right, so I guess the biggest piece of news that came out this week is we got our first look at what the newly reshuffled Titans team is going to be looking like at DC after Justice League No Justice. Dan Abnett still aboard. Dan Abnett's still on this project.
Yeah, he's been writing it for how many issues now?
Since the first one.
Yeah,
so a long time.
Yeah, I don't know what issue. I kind of fell off of it for a while there.
Me too.
But yeah.
I was gonna say I like Titans, but it felt like you guys are kind of on a nostalgia trip right now. You're kind of not doing anything new. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I was really happy to have you back.
This looks new, though.
It does. It looks... and this Knight is the leader, of course.
Yeah. I really like that. I really like that.
Yeah. Nightwing's leading the team. Nightwing's leading the team, and they seem to be implying that they're going to be bringing this team a lot closer to the Justice League, as it should. They're basically a secondary Justice League. Yeah,
they've kind of realized that the members aren't actually teens anymore.
No.
They're in that in-between.
Oh, yeah. They're young adults, but, the young adult Titans probably wouldn't sell near as well. And it's not alliterative. Raven is on the team, of course. Beast Boy is on the team, of course. They are constant members. Donna Troy is our Wonder Person on the team because you always need someone connected to the Wonder Woman family. But we have 2 exciting new additions to the team that have everybody going nuts. We have Miss Martian. Magan Maors is coming back and making a reappearance in DC Rebirth and the DC Universe as a whole.
Makes sense since her uncle's back.
Her uncle is back. Young Justice is apparently going along at a good speed now. The cartoon show, Carrie Payton in an interview was like, yeah, we've recorded all our lines for it.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool.
So maybe we'll actually get to see it, Matt, at some point, season 3 of Young Justice in between now and death. On that DC app that may or may not be happening.
Yeah, that DC app that's supposedly happening at some point.
that DC app that still doesn't have a name all this time later. We have shows in development, we have pictures of shit you can see, but we don't have a name for the app yet. Seems like that's a little backwards. Seems like you should have started with a name and worked your way.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit there. So yeah, we got Miss Martian on the team. That's cool. I like her. And again, you know, the fact that they're bringing Miss Martian into the universe means there's probably a good chance they'll spin her out into a proper Young Justice book when that happens.
Yeah, I imagine they're probably going to have a book or a mini-series around the time their Netflix show comes out.
Only a matter of time. And the other big member of the team, and this is interesting because this is a character we haven't seen in a little bit, and especially not in such a prominent role. I tricked myself at first when I saw this image. I'm like, oh shit, it's Cyborg. Cyborg's finally back with the Titans. But I was wrong. Who was it, Matt?
It was Natasha Irons.
Mm-hmm.
Who we haven't seen since Superwoman ended. So, and I said in my reviews of that, I hope these characters don't get forgotten about and just left in the ether of the DC universe, and they get reused somewhere. And it's good to see that they're being reused.
You got your wish. Yeah, we got Natasha Irons, who is going by Steel, which is, of course, her dad's moniker. This is kind of cool because now we have a Superman family member represented on the Titans team, but it's not a Superboy. It's Steel.
Yeah, or not a Superboy yet, maybe.
Not a Superboy yet, but hey, the way the winds are blowing, it's only a matter of time. I like the idea of Natasha Irons taking up her dad's mantle and, you know, getting to hang out with the Titans. That adds an interesting new dynamic to it.
Yeah, I don't think she's ever been part of a Teen Titans team. Or like,
no.
Yeah, not associated with them, really. So that's really cool.
This is a first, and I think it could lead to some pretty interesting situations, because it's like, oh, you're the adopted children and the spiritual children of superheroes. Yeah, he's actually my dad, everybody. That's he didn't adopt me, you know, he didn't inspire me. I'm legitimately his kid.
Yeah.
This further leads to some interesting things too, because the members who are absent on this team, no Wally West Flash.
No Wally West, the New 52 version or the pre-Flashpoint one.
What is it? Wally 2 is on the Teen Titans team, but he's not here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. He's gone, which is funny because he's really important to DC Rebirth. He's the one who kicked all of this off. He's the one who remembered. He's the one, if he touches you, he gives you your memories back of how things used to be.
Well, I think they're planning on do something with him with Flash War that's coming up soon. Yeah, I don't know when that's coming.
Soon, I think it's like either this week or next week.
Yeah, I completely keep forgetting because they had that prelude to it like 3 months ago.
Yeah. I admittedly know very little about what's going on in the Flash book, but they definitely seem to be saying big things are coming down the pipeline for the Flash family of books, and especially for Wally. Do you think they'd have the guts? Do you think they'd have the cojones and the balls to be like, you know what? Barry's going away, everyone, and Wally is going to be the official Flash now.
I don't think so. Not with the success of the TV show.
It's true. They're very much, you know, hamstrung by success. Yeah. You're right. I don't think they would screw with it too much. But yeah, they got him running around there. No Arsenal. No Roy Harper.
No.
To which everyone assumed, being the big Green Arrow fan I am, that I would notice that. And I'm like, oh, he's not around? Oops. My hope, my honest hope, is that if Roy is not on this team, please, Julie Benson and the other Benson whose name escapes me, please reincorporate Roy into the Green Arrow book, and please let him hang out with Ollie more, because I think we need that. And by we, I mean I need that, and I would really like that. Please make a little Canadian podcaster boy's dream come true by reintegrating the adult sidekick and have them hang out.
That would be pretty cool.
Or maybe they're going to try and start up a new version of The Outsiders. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Because that was the other team. I reread Teen Titans, Titans of Tomorrow this week. And I'm like, oh yeah, this was an interesting time in the team because Nightwing wasn't leading it. It was Tim, because him and Arsenal were off doing the Outsiders thing.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, too, with Black Lightning and his connection to the Outsiders, they haven't tried to bring that book at all.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty strange. And as well as, like, he's got a TV show as well that's doing pretty well.
Yeah, he's gonna get a Batman arc. He's gonna get a Detective Comics arc when everything is said and done with time, and maybe they'll spin that out into a thing. Maybe they'll mention what Dark Knight's metal didn't mention, and that is, hey Batman, didn't you start up the Outsiders in this new continuity to try and hunt down the metal?
I was actually just gonna say, I think in an issue of Outsiders, they just like offhandedly mention the Outsiders in metal. I mean, sorry, not Outsiders.
They do.
Yeah,
they did.
But they don't show like what that team was made up of or anything.
No, they do. It was Black Lightning, Katana, Metamorpho.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It was everyone we know and remember. And I'm like, okay, so they were a team and this did happen? Well, what? And Scott Snyder's like, I have too much other shit to write. We'll come back to them in a minute.
Yeah, maybe. We don't know.
In case you didn't notice, I'm breaking the fucking source wall over here. Now, the new mission statement for this new Titans team, and that's what we're talking about, apparently Nightwing brings them together to track down more stuff involving the metagene.
Yeah.
Which sounds very much like what's going on in Doomsday Clock, doesn't it? Everything with the metagene.
It sounds like everything's kind of starting to sort of come together and sort of tie up together, because I think we're getting to that point where the main DC books are sort of catching up to where Doomsday Clock is.
They will have to,
because Doomsday Clock takes place a year in the future.
Is it a year? I thought it was 3.
I'm fairly certain it's a year.
A lot. But then again, this is comics, and a lot can happen in a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's Titans, everyone. Looks interesting. I'll definitely pick this one up. It seems like there's a lot of big seismic shifts happening at DC right now in creative teams and stories and everything, but they're kind of just no-selling it, where it's like, yeah, new teams, new writers, new everything. Is this a special initiative? Is it going to have a name? No, it doesn't have to have a name. Just, DC Rebirth. We're riding with it.
I think they've kind of, like, figured out, like, oh, okay, that new age of heroes didn't go over quite as well as we hoped. We won't bother with naming or marketing advertisements and stuff and anything. We'll just say there's new books,
which is fine, and it's a lesson I wish Marvel would learn. Not every big change has to have a rollout and an initiative and a name and everything. Sometimes it can just be what's happening.
It took them a long time to realize that.
And also too, the DC Rebirth era, even though they've lost the DC Rebirth from the top of the books now, but that's still what everyone's calling it. We're still in the DC Rebirth era. It's been going good so far, so don't mess with success, don't rock the boat.
No, yeah. Everyone loves that one brand.
Yeah, for real. And hey, speaking of great success and don't rock the boat, Jessica Jones got greenlit for a season 3, which we knew it was going to anyway.
Yeah, cool. I enjoyed the second season. I thought it was really cool.
I did too. It had a couple, stumbling blocks here and there, but overall, I still stand by what we said in our spoiler cast. The best paced Marvel show. I wish the other shows would learn pacing from Jessica Jones.
Yeah, it was really paced really well, and it was a good story as well.
I don't know where they're going to go for season 3, and I know we talked about this too. They did Purple Man in season 1. They did the story everyone knows and loves, and the story that everyone intrinsically draws to when talking about Jessica Jones. Season 2, they kind of made it up as they went along. Season 3, I guess we're going to see the rise of Hellcat. I don't know what else we could see in that one. Maybe in a perfect world, I'd like to see them include Luke Cage more into it, and maybe do like their romance.
Yeah, I have a feeling that maybe they might make because at the end of season 2, Trish and Jessica weren't particularly friends anymore. I'm wondering if maybe now that she's got powers, they're gonna make them one a villain of the other, in a way.
That would be a bold move. I hope they don't, because I like Trish, even though she made some really boneheaded decisions at the end of that last season.
Yep.
I mean, it would be cool to see them fight. I'm not going to lie about that. Maybe have, Jess Hellcat Civil War as they fight over their friends and their family. And they smack each other around, and then we'll get a really awesome prequel episode, because we've gotten an awesome prequel episode for every season so far. Ooh, you know what would be fun? Let's have a prequel episode where we flash back to them as kids. That'd be fun.
We kind of got that like before, but they weren't really kids. They were just the same actors trying to pretend that they were kids.
Oh, we're 20-somethings. Yeah, I believe you. We're so 20-something. But yeah, so that's Jessica Jones. Good on them. I'm excited for it. And I mean, plus two with this whole Marvel Netflix thing, we don't know how the Marvel Netflix landscape is even going to look by the time we get to season 3 of this.
Yeah, it could be completely different, especially with that Disney app.
Yeah, that too. The Disney app that also doesn't have a name.
Yeah, I do think, though, they've said that the Netflix stuff is going to stay on Netflix. It's not going to move or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it with all these companies making apps and not giving them names, Matt? Is it hard to do?
Oh, apparently.
Look, I tell you what, Disney Company, Warner Brothers, look, you can look to Joel and Matt of the comic multiverse, give us like $20 and half a sandwich, and we'll brainstorm some good ideas for you.
Yeah, it's that simple. You don't have to spend millions of dollars.
I forget who said it, but someone said something genius to me when they were talking about potential names for the Disney app. They said they should call it the Disney Vault, and I'm like, yes, they should. I don't know what you would call the DC app, the Mother Box. Though maybe not now, post Justice League. Wait, to get the Mother Box app to work, do I need 2 other Mother Boxes, and do I need to daisy chain them together? Yes, that's the only way you can access the new DC app. Well, that doesn't seem worth it, but I really want to watch Young Justice Season 3, so I guess I'll do it. But yeah, so moving on from there, we got some potentially really cool news from Sean Gordon Murphy. He was talking more about Batman White Knight, and he said that with the success of this book, this could very well lead to a brand new Murphyverse, as he calls it. Apparently DC Comics has just given him carte blanche for any sequel that he wants, and he's even set down basically a production bible of rules that would go into this universe if he ever made a sequel.
Cool. Can we just make this the main Batman book?
I know, right? It's funny, people have saying that. It's like, can just Sean Gordon Murphy write the main Batman book? And I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. But I really like White Knight because it's out of continuity and because he has the freedom to fuck around and do whatever he wants and make some really bold fucking choices.
Yeah, I'd like if he got his own kind of corner of the Elseworlds universe sort of thing to like just play around with.
Yeah. Hey, Detective Comics still hasn't named its new writer yet. Can he write that?
There we go.
I mean, I know he can't write and draw, and White Knight is so good because he's writing and drawing simultaneously, but you can get him a good artist.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I would totally like more White Knight books there. He seems to be saying that this would keep in the Batman family, so our pitch of, Superman Boy Blue wouldn't happen.
Oh, you never know.
Unless we write it, Matt. Unless you and me write our Superman Boy Blue pitch. But yeah, that's good stuff. I'm excited for that one. And moving on from there, some big rumblings from the X-Men side of the Marvel universe. It's funny, Matt, and I'm sure you would agree, we've heard so many big things coming out for Marvel Fresh Start, so many books getting, retooled, rebooted, new titles. Yeah. We've heard next to nothing about the X-Men books until now. Until now. Mathew Rosenberg, one of the 5 guys who's going to be writing everything at Marvel in July, he's going to be taking the helm of Astonishing X-Men, starting with issue number 13. They got a brand new team lineup, and I got to say, I like the makeup of this team.
It's pretty good.
You do. You got Havok leading the charge, which means, Havok's a good guy again, everyone. Sorry we fucked that up for like 5 years. Sorry we turned him in Axis and then did nothing with it. Sorry he was living in the friggin' X-Mansion basement with his, Phantom of the Opera face being like, oh, everyone forgot about me. I'm like, did you tell anyone you're living in the basement, or are you just living in the basement rent-free? God, that was so fucking weird in Inhumans versus X-Men. God damn it. And he's wearing his original costume again, so we're not fucking around with any new costumes. He's back to the one you know and love.
Yeah.
Beast is going to be on this team, and anything with Beast gets 2 big thumbs up from Joel, because Beast is my favorite good X-Men.
I'm glad.
Yeah, he's also a character who I think needs some reworking, but he's been getting it in Avengers No Surrender, where it's like, hey, remember where for 5 years Brian Michael Bendis wrote me as this weird, morally ambiguous kind of shitheel character? I'm not anymore. I'm Fun Beast who does fun things.
And we've kind of seen that as well in the Avengers book when he's appeared in that.
Yeah. I'm oh my stars and garters. I'm quoting Shakespeare. I'm the good beast, everyone. Dazzler in a new costume that's not garbage. I never thought I would say this, but thank God they junked the Riot Girl look, and I love Riot Girls. Never did I think I'd be happy they get away from it. Actually, here's the thing. Her costume actually looks a lot like Captain Marvel's costume from the movie.
A little bit, yeah.
She's kind of got like a Kree battle armor thing going on, and I'm like, did Dazzler just take one of Carol's old suits? Because it looks very Captain Marvel. Was Dazzler like, hey Carol, you're not gonna wear this anymore? Can I have it? Sweet.
Got it from the Goodwill.
Got it from the good. Oh man, how awesome must the Goodwill in the superhero universe be with so many characters getting rid of their costumes? Oh, hey, I've got 90s Thor. Ooh, an armored crop top and a hairpiece. What? Oh, hey, I found one of Iron Man's old armors. Oh, it's the weird bronze one from his first appearance? Disgusting. Ooh, the Nomad costume. Oh, not the new movie Nomad.
Yeah, they're really cape and...
Yeah, with
big
the
V-neck.
cape and the V-neck that goes like all the way down to your belly button for some reason. Like Steve really wanted to accentuate his nipple area. Oh man, that's a fan comic we need to put together, Matt. We need to find an artist and we need to make superhero Goodwill.
Oh, yeah, it's all the crappy costumes that people find. It's like, it'll be like Kick-Ass, but like shit.
Yes. It'll be 3 panels every week, because that's how the Penny Arcade guys do it, and that's how we'll do it. It's 2 snarky guys who will just be, veiled versions of myself and Matt working at the superhero Goodwill, and every week someone will come in with a costume and be like, I guess we can put this on the shelves. I don't know who's going to buy it. $1 million idea, that, Matt, just sitting on the table. Millions of dollars. Oh shit, I'm half joking too. Like, if the podcast thing wasn't working out, I'd be like, let's do that. hey, we could joke about fan comics and we could joke about web comics. Friggin' poor David F. Walker, that's what he's doing now. He's just doing web comics.
Yeah.
A man who worked in actual comic books is working on web comics now. They're very funny and very good, and you should check them out. I'm just saying, like, man, you worked in actual comics for a bit. But yeah, this is a cool team, and it's funny. I tweeted about this, and I feel like I got the inside track from the man himself, because I was basically like, X-Men, I'm so bored, I'm so burnt out. I don't think there's anything Marvel could do that could get me back in. Hey, we got the Kingpin guy to write it. Fucking sweet. And Havok is in it, and he's a good guy. Fucking sweet.
Yeah, Mathew Rosenberg has been writing some really good books lately for Marvel. I know he's Tales of Suspense is really good. That Kingpin book that you were telling me about sounds really good. So the Phoenix Saga. And he's been kind of creating his own little universe with these books.
Yes, he has.
Which is really cool.
It really... Kingpin references his Rocket Raccoon book, which references Kingpin, and his Punisher book references his Secret Warriors book.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and again, I've joked about it, where it's like, oh, Marvel Fresh Start, we've got all the best hungry writers. We've got 5 of them, and they're going to be writing everything.
They're so hungry.
They're so hungry, I'm pretty sure they're writing for a sandwich. But here's the thing. If 5 people are going to be writing everything, if 5 of your best and brightest young talents are going to be writing everything, then you have no excuse for having bad continuity.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because if this many people are writing everything, then it should line up, and it should be the best era for continuity.
Yeah, you should be able to just talk to someone and say, this lines up with this because of this. And there'd be no... it's the same with, the guys who are writing the Avengers book at the moment, all their stuff lines up with it really well.
Yeah, and if it is bad and if stuff doesn't make sense, then you have no excuse because you have the same 5 people seemingly writing everything.
Yeah, it'll be one of those 5 people that's messing something up.
Yeah. This further adds to the thing where it's like, oh, so Charles Soules is off that. He's obviously sticking with Daredevil. Oh, I guess that means they can put Charles Soule on something else.
He's got Hump for Wolverine coming out, doesn't he?
That's right. She's going to be saying, which makes me feel that when they inevitably come back with a new Wolverine book, he's probably going to be writing that.
Yep. And he's doing a bunch of the Star Wars stuff as well.
Yeah, he's very busy. And you know what? Charles Soule Wolverine book again, Matt. You and I have predicted the future before, so are we putting that out to the universe when there is a brand new Wolverine book starring the OG Wolverine? It's going to be written by Charles Soule.
I think so. Yeah.
And you know what? That's perfectly fitting because he killed him, and he did a great job killing him. He's going to be part of bringing him back, and I think it's only fair he write him afterwards.
Exactly.
What a weird and wonderful history Charles Soule has had with Wolverine. But yes, so from the world of comics to the world of video games, we got a little bit more insight into that Spider-Man game coming for the PS4, mainly that it hits in September.
Yeah, really soon.
Shockingly soon, almost.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It looks really cool.
Me too. They're of course rolling out the thing because this is the modern day of video games. It's like, ooh, we need more money, we need more pre-orders. Tell you what, you start pre-ordering now and we'll tell you about all the different skins you can have.
Yeah, that's the problem with pre-orders these days.
To which normally I'd be like, that is some predatory bullshit, game industry, but because I'm a comic nerd, I want that Spider-Punk costume so bad.
Yeah, they just released as well, they're putting the Iron Spider from Infinity War in it and as well, it looks so good.
I will shank a motherfucker for that Iron Spider. Gimme. You see, that's the trick. They made the vanilla default costume kind of crappy because they know you want them skins. When they were designing it, they're like, make it good, but not too good. Not so good that you won't ditch it in an instant because you want Cosmic Spider-Man or you want Black Suit Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Or any of the Scarlet Spiders from over the years. You know you want it. Hell, you'll probably have the new Black Suit Spider-Man from issue 800 that they're talking about.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. It'll probably be a good windfall for us, too, because I know whenever there's a big new superhero video game, interest in the comics spikes a little bit, on YouTube at least.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it'll just be fun to play.
Yeah. I like it looked like the interactions with like New York look really cool.
Because a Spider-Man game lives and dies on how good the swinging is.
Mm-hmm.
And in many ways, it's like, was the swinging ever as good as Spider-Man 2, the movie game?
I
some of them came close.
Some of them came. I think there was one for like the Amazing Spider-Man. I think it was number 2 that did, or number 1 that did kind of similar sort of thing. But but I remember the swinging end that was really weird.
Yeah.
There was a Spider-Man game as well for. I had it on PC, but it was also for. I want to say PlayStation 1.
Mm-hmm.
Where you like fight like a Dr. Octopus who gets covered with carnage or something. Yes,
that was the great PS1 one. I remember that one.
Yeah, that was cool.
I think that one was just called The Amazing Spider-Man. I played that one with my dad. That one was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Some other news here, and this falls deeply into the shit that maybe only Joel will care about, but hey, Rick and Morty as well as Dungeons & Dragons are having a crossover very soon, written by Jim Zubb, the guy who actually writes the Dungeons & Dragons comics and writes a lot of Avengers.
Okay.
Sign me up. This is pertinent to my interests, Matt. Which, again, it's like, I just love something that sounds like it might be fan fiction. Oh, this is actual, like, legally sanctioned fan fiction. Hey, what if the Smith family and Rick went into the world of Dungeons & Dragons? Wicked.
That sounds pretty cool. I'm surprised it's not like an episode, though.
Tell me about it. I'm sure if they gave it time, it would. Because again, Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland love Dungeons & Dragons. If you listen to their podcast, Harmontown, they're always playing Dungeons & Dragons at the end. So this kind of works and kind of fits. I'm all about it. So yeah, I mean, that's basically the news of the week there, everyone. Not a hell of a lot of stuff happened this week.
No, not really.
Not a lot of stuff happened. Not a lot of books came out. I tried to read what I could, but like I said, I was experimenting with new video concepts, so I only read 1, 2, 3, 4. I only read 4 books so far this week.
I think that's about all I've read as well.
Cool. So if this ends up being a shorter episode, don't blame us. Blame the general malaise of everything that came out.
Well, maybe we should talk about like Legends of Tomorrow finished.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about that before we do. Yeah, let's do a little Cape TV talk, everybody.
Yeah, so yeah, Legends finished its episode last week, I think.
Yes, it was. Finished its best season ever. Third time was
Best
really
ever.
the charm.
Best ever.
Best ever, and arguably, like, there were times I liked Legends more than Flash this season.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's because they're not taking themselves too seriously,
No.
and they don't have characters that are stupid because they are stupid. Their characters are stupid for comedy and stuff like that.
They're stupid because that's the joke. Or at least if it wasn't the joke, it's the joke now. Yeah, it's not afraid to laugh at itself. It's not afraid to just, bullshit, which I really like. Heck, I wasn't even mad that the villain wasn't from the comics this season and that they made up a bunch of that totem shit. I'm like, you know what? That's fine. That sounds very comic booky.
Yeah, and arguably you kind of made it a little bit better and more interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Damien Dark, probably the best stuff he's ever gotten to be in.
I want him to join the Legends and just be like a regular on the season. Neil McDonough is so good in this role. He really
is. And what a weird, wonderful journey he had from being the I'm super serious villain of one of the forgettable seasons of Arrow to, I'm on the Legion of Doom for Legends Season 2, and I'm joking and I'm having fun with the dude who plays Merlin, but the show isn't quite there yet, to Season 3, where it's like, let's actually give you a backstory and a character and an arc and actually let you have fun and use every part of yourself as an actor.
Yeah, and let's team you up with Ray Palmer.
Yeah, which, man, this was Ray's best season, wasn't it? It was so good, I didn't care that he barely used his suit for most of it.
Yeah, that's a lot of the characters did use their suits this season for some reason.
You know what it was?
Did they lose them in like a warehouse fire or something?
Either that or like, man, Mollis is really expensive to render, so man, no one else can have any special effects for the latter half of this season.
Yeah.
And again, Mollis didn't look great, but that's fine because it's a comedy. He doesn't have to look great.
Yeah, he looked just as well as I thought he was going to look. Which is really strange because they came out before the finale and said, we didn't spend a lot of money on the preceding episodes, so we could spend it all here. I'm like, where'd you spend it?
I will say, though, one of the greatest joke payoffs coming full circle that I was not expecting, when the Legends all have to get together and basically do the Ghostbusters where they have to pick the Destructor form to defeat Mollis, and they end up picking Bebo, the weird Furby Elmo thing, and I'm like, you know what? Fucking aces, Legends. All right.
Yeah, that was great. And I like that they also brought back the like single episode villains. Yes. So like Caesar, Blackbeard, that Norse woman,
Leif Erikson's sister.
Yeah, they brought back not Wonder Woman, Helen of Troy.
Yes,
who trained on Themyscira, and I'm fairly certain she was wearing like one of the Wonder Woman costumes, like the training costumes.
It easily could have been. And I'm like, so we're just gonna do this now, huh? We have our non-denominational Wonder Woman for the show, huh? Okay.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Jonah Hex came back.
Yes, they still don't get Jonah Hex's character. It's like they looked at him. It's like, he's a cowboy, right? He'll just be every cowboy. But like, you know what? He was better in this.
Yeah, he was better. But yeah, like what we were saying when the episode aired, they still kind of don't even mention the fact that he wears a Confederate uniform and then gives his Confederate hat to a woman, a
Muslim woman.
A minority.
Yeah,
who just takes it and is like, oh, that's so sweet.
And nobody mentions a thing about this. And it's not like they didn't have new characters. Zari was meeting him for the first time. Wally was meeting him for the first time. And you don't think, because I thought because the show was taking itself, so less seriously now. And, I figure, this is the time you finally make a joke about it. You have one of them say, can you motherfuckers not see what this man is wearing?
Yeah, I would have thought they would have done that, especially since I think even in that episode, they made, a Trump joke when Wally was dressed up in that wig.
That's right.
And I'm like, they're gonna make jokes like this all the time. Let's make a joke about Jonah Hex wearing a literal Confederate costume.
Yeah. They didn't make the joke because they didn't do their research because they don't know what that is. Also, we get a nice little stinger at the end, Constantine being like, hey guys, I'm joining the show now. 3 seasons after my show was cancelled. We're going to pick it up, everyone. Are you excited? I would have been excited if it happened right after your show got cancelled.
Yeah. Yeah, Constantine is so strange. They like gave him a show. Everyone really liked it. They cancelled it. And then like they just sat on it and then gave him like that episode of Arrow. And then like they're like, oh, people liked this guy. Why did we cancel his show?
Way to strike while the iron is ice cold is the thing. And you know it's ice cold because he had like 4 guest spots before someone finally bothered to say, oh yeah, what's his origin again, for people who never watched his show, and statistically people probably didn't watch his show. Oh yeah, some girl died in England and he feels bad about it. Yeah, that's his origin story, everybody.
Yeah, and they just gave him an animated show.
Yes, which I didn't bother to watch because it's those CW Seed animated shows where, hey, we did 22 minutes of animation, but we're not going to show it all to you, though. We're going to split it up into 5 minutes for no goddamn reason. How does that make sense? Either just release it as an OVA, or just don't. Why are you chopping it up? Why are you trying to pretend like you have a whole season of animation when you don't?
Oh, they got to use that CW seed for something.
I guess so. They got to use it for something. But yeah, Legends ultimately really fun. I hope this trend continues. Like, here's the thing: when season 3 started, I'm like, oh god, here we go again. Here's my hate watch. Here's my thing I have to watch because I need to be up to date for the crossover.
Yeah, but yeah, it turned out to be really surprising, really cool, really funny, and the characters were all likable.
Genuinely heartfelt at moments too. The stuff with Dr. Stein and his leaving the show was handled very well.
That the stuff with Ava was really good.
That was a good episode. That felt very Doctor Who-ian in its way.
Yeah.
Very, very Twilight Zone. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. Rip, I love the bit with Rip where he's like, look, I sacrificed myself in season 1 and no one cared because I wasn't an interesting character, but now I'm going to sacrifice myself again and mean it this time.
Yeah, because I'm interesting and had an arc.
Yeah, I'm actually a character now and I'm not a giant hypocrite every episode. Am I redeemed? Kinda. You had a good moment. I'm not going to take that away from you, Rip. You had an all right moment.
Yeah.
Although, I guess with him being gone, are we ever going to talk about his connection to Booster Gold?
Probably not.
That feels like a trigger they so should have pulled at some point, but never bothered to.
Yeah, I felt like there were times they were like, okay, it's a Rip episode, we're going to get like some mention of Booster Gold or something. No, nothing.
No. I didn't watch the new Flash this week because I've been busy. I think I watched the first 3 for Krypton. Like, I kept watching Krypton.
Yeah, Krypton, you're not, I think you're like an episode behind.
I think so.
But yeah,
Krypton's fine.
Krypton's been pretty good.
It's fun. It's a good show. I mean, it's your boilerplate science fiction. I stand by that, where they've slapped some Superman stuff on it, but every so often they'll do a thing or make a reference that I like, where they're like, oh, and this, and they called it the Phantom Zone. Ooh, that's fun. Or like, ooh, this is a Thanagarian dagger. Ooh, I know that.
I like that it's like none of it is filler. And the showrunners and the actors have said that no episode in this first season is filler. It's all story.
Yeah, I'm going to guess none of it's filler because they weren't 100% sure if they were going to get a second season. So they're like, you know what? We got to make all these episodes count.
Yeah, and it's 10 episodes, so that's relatively small.
Yeah, so, good on them for that.
Yeah.
I watched more Final Space. Did you pick up Final Space, Matt?
No, I didn't know. I haven't had a chance to yet.
It's like 2 episodes from being done, but if you like science fiction, you like comedy, and you like genuinely pretty competent storytelling, I think you'll like Final Space. Good job, TBS.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that, and I just haven't had a chance to pick it up yet.
It's a good adult animated series, but what's really interesting about it is that they don't rely on a lot of the same, dick and fart jokes that it seems the majority of adult series, animated, directed, do, where it's just like, well, let's Family Guy this up. There is very little Family Guy in this.
That's good.
Which is funny because this is TBS we're talking about, and they're the station that's like, oh, you don't want American Dad anymore? We'll take your American Dad.
I started watching that Netflix series of Lost in Space.
Oh yeah, I'm hearing good things about that actually.
Yeah, I saw the first trailer and thought, oh, this kind of looks like pretty generic stuff. The robot, the famous robot, isn't actually theirs; it's an alien.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah, no, but like I started watching it. The visual effects on it for like a Netflix show are really good. It's got competent story. The actors are all good. The robot as well is really cool, and it's nothing like it is in the trailer. But what I found really funny is that each episode there's this game on Steam called Tharsis, and it's like a turn-based game where you're in like a ship, and every turn something horrible goes wrong to the ship, and you got to roll dice to fix it. Every episode feels like that, where like something goes wrong for them. But it works.
Which was basically the old show too.
Yeah, it works though. It's really cool. I watched, I think the first 4 or 5 episodes. There's a really cool episode where they deal with like alien snakes that eat fuel, and
wow.
They got to get their ship out of ice because it's under this ice, and it rained, and the rain just immediately like freezes, and the planet they're on is just trying to kill them. That it like hails black diamonds.
Oh shit!
And it's so cool. It's really cool.
Probably the best thing I heard about Lost in Space when I was reading tweets there is someone said it's nice to see a reboot of an old property that didn't instantly say, but let's be the grim and gritty reboot of that thing.
No, it does have like some stuff, like the family isn't like the perfect American family. They're like all split apart and everything, but like, yeah, it isn't like trying to be like dark and gritty or anything.
Right. Do we have Gary Oldman talking about spiders?
No. The Mr. Smith in this is actually kind of really interesting because it's a woman, but it's not like the way they tell her story is that she stole the real Mr. Smith's identity to get off the ship and everything. Yeah,
that's interesting. But Mr. Smith, was it Dr. Smith was kind of an interesting like character and kind of like, you know, weird antagonist, and also the fact where it's like, oh, he was played by an actual real deal sex offender. That makes him really terrifying. Please tell me they cast a real sex offender in the role to, you know, just be, you know, to honor the old stuff that came before.
I don't think Parker Posey is a sex offender, but yeah.
That we know of.
Yeah, with Hollywood as it is.
We don't wash her every minute. Can we start that rumor now?
Oh, no.
Some information about Parker Posey. Yeah, that's good. There's a lot of good TV going on right now. Like, it's hard to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get to finish it because I had to go do some recording, but I watched the first 15 minutes of that new Bill Hader show, Barry, from HBO.
Oh, yeah, what's that like?
It's so weird because I'm like, ooh, Bill Hader in a show. I bet this will be funny. It's not a comedy. It's a dramedy. And he plays like an actual serious real deal hitman where you watch him kill a guy in the first 3 minutes and then like he falls into a deep dark depression and he doesn't get out of bed for a couple days. And then his manager, who's played by, oh God, who's his manager? His famous character actor, his name escapes me at the moment, is like, hey, the Armenian mob wants you to go kill a guy in LA. And that guy is like in an improv class, and it turns out he really likes improv, and so he just wants to stay in the LA improv troupe and not kill people.
That actually sounds really cool.
That's a good setup, and like, here's the thing, Bill Hader is an actor, he's always done comedy, but he has like a dark intensity to him. He's got like a very Michael Shannon thing going on, and it feels like he's channeling Michael Shannon in this.
Yeah. I've always really liked him. Apparently, he's up for like a role in the second part of It.
I heard that. I'm like, you know, I hope they go with him. I think he's really good. I think he has range that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that Blockers movie yet with John Cena and Ike Barinholtz, but apparently that's actually getting really good reviews.
Yeah. I saw an ad for that. I think. Yeah, it looks pretty funny.
They say, despite everything, it looks like John Cena might actually break on through and be the next rock-level star.
Yeah, well, they've just cast him as Duke Nukem, so...
Yeah. I think the review I read where it's like, if you think John Cena hitting children and beating them up is really fun, you're going to have a great time with this. And I'm like, I do, and I will. Thank you you for making a movie specifically for me. Speaking of The Rock, too, apparently Rampage actually got okay reviews. They said it's not a masterpiece, but as far as, like, dumb actioners go, this is actually a better version of that.
Yeah, I'm considering seeing that, though. Before I see that, I want to go see A Quiet Place.
Oh, yeah, that's also getting really good reviews.
Yeah, there's so many good movies coming out.
Mm-hmm. We're going to get Avengers very, very soon.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Hot diggity damn.
2 weeks.
I'm debating if I'm going to do an actual review on that one, because, like, obviously it's huge, but every time I review a Marvel movie for the channel, it just does not get any views, whereas people like, dude, we don't need you to tell us it's good, we're already seeing it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll just do, like, a massive spoiler cast on it or something.
We'll definitely do that, no doubt about it. So, you know, get ready for that, everyone.
Yeah.
And then Deadpool not long after that.
No, and then Han Solo, then I think, like, yeah, we got a couple more comic book movies coming out.
I mean, do I even have to ask? You saw the last Solo trailer, right?
Yeah.
It looked cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Again, trailers lie. It could be a mess. I don't know, but from what I've seen, and, you know, that I've liked the last 3, so, I mean, I'll go in with an open mind and open heart, but even still, like, that was cool.
Yeah. I think people kind of underestimate what's his name, Ron Howard, a little bit.
Yeah,
every true. One of his movies he's made has been competent, very competent.
And if he can save this and they can, like, Frankenstein and put it together, you know, hey, good on you for course correcting so quickly.
Yeah.
It'll be more impressive if it actually ends up being like, oh, that was actually pretty good. Again, do we need a Han Solo origin movie? Probably not, but there's no reason we can't enjoy it if it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
And, I mean, I'm sure there's people who are already ready to hate it, and I'm sure there are the same people who had so much problem with The Last Jedi, and they'll be watching fervently where it's like, is there a woman with colored hair I can hate? I will count how much dialogue women have in this movie, and I will register my disgust with the internet when I return. But hey, on that note, everyone, we actually can hop into what we read this week. Good save talking about TV, Matt. I wouldn't have thought of that. That's a good thing. I'm glad we got to catch up on that.
Yeah, it was good.
Would you like to go first? I get the feeling that we read all the same books this week.
Okay, let's see. What did I actually read this week? What did I read? I'm trying to find my list. Well, do we want to start with Batman White Knight since we talked about that earlier?
Pardon, did that come out this week?
Oh, it might have been last week. I brought my review out this week.
Oh, it was probably last week. Don't scare me like that, Matt. I thought I missed an issue of Batman White Knight.
Oh yeah, it finished. It was crazy.
I mean, fuck it, we can talk about it anyway. It was good. It was really good.
It was really, really cool penultimate issue.
In fact, it might be my favorite issue so far.
Yeah, and as well, it kind of like turned everything on its head than what we've already seen. Like the whole series is like, and then like lead up to it was painting Batman as like a villain and like someone who's gone off the edge, and it's like, no, that's not really the case. Is what happened here. He's just a big kind of misunderstanding.
Yeah, it really is. It's funny, you know, in a book that's been filled with so much misdirection and so much, you know, dissection and deconstruction of the superhero genre, that they make you not like Batman and they make you sympathize with the Joker, to turn it around and be like, well, actually, these guys kind of got off on the wrong foot. And at the end of the day, they're more similar than they're not. And Batman fully cops and fully admits to everything he's done wrong, and he apologizes with shit. Even main universe Batman doesn't apologize.
Yeah, when I read that, I'm like, well, Batman apologizing? Well, what's going on?
Yeah, it's are you the same person? Has your mind been controlled? But yeah, we see him and Jack Napier kind of bury their differences, and they kind of form their own dynamic duo ship where it's like, look, to save the city, we're going to have to work side by side.
Yeah, and they sort of come to like an agreement where it's like, okay, if I help you, you'll give a full confession of everything you did as the Joker, and then if you help me, I'll free Harley.
Yeah.
And
also, when it's all said and done, I'm going to unmask and retire as Batman.
Yeah, lots of really cool stuff in here. We also got some like I want to say the real version of what happened to Jason Todd.
Yes.
But yeah, we still don't really know what happened to him.
No, with an issue left, I keep expecting, is Jason Todd gonna come out, pull off his mask, and be like, "It was me all along. I did it, Batman. This was all my scheme to get back at you."
I reckon that's set up for like what's going on in this Murphyverse. Like Volume 2 is going to be about like Batman trying to find what happened to Jason Todd.
It feels like such a sequel hook, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Or I expect, like, you know, one of the Harleys to pull off their mask and be like, "It was me, Jason, all along." If that happens, that will go from being, like, my favorite Batman story of the year to be like, "This shit's fucking stupid." Like a total Scooby-Doo moment. It's like, and who was really behind the mask of the Neo Joker? It was Jason Todd. You know, long-form revenge thing. It's cool too that they're like, yeah, you know, the pills that make Joker normal are wearing off. He's building a resistance to them.
Yeah, and it's just basically up to him to like fight his own psyche and stop the Joker from coming out, from hulking out.
Yeah, and because you've learned to like Jack Napier so much, you're rooting for him. You want him to overcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want him to come back to himself. So yeah, White Knight, really solid.
It was really good.
Yeah, I can't believe it's going to be done soon. And when it is, that's up there with probably one of my if it can stick the landing, and I have every feeling it will, maybe best Batman story of the year, and definitely up there on my favorite Batman stories of all time.
Definitely, it's definitely up there for me as well.
It's smart. It's genuinely smart.
And it's fun as well. It's cool.
Yeah.
It has fun with itself and everything. It's not like the main Batman universe book where everything Batman does is praised and everything.
Yes, you know, it's a very hard thing for a Batman book to actually be critical about Batman and actually kind of shine him in a different light, but then have their cake and eat it too and be like, no, but he actually is a hero and he actually is a good guy, and here's why.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a tightrope to walk, and, you know, hey, one Batman story deserves another. Detective Comics number 978 came out this week. This is Tynan getting very close to wrapping up shop on this run.
Wrapping up shop by bringing back the Omax.
Yeah, the frickin' Omax, which, man, they've been going for a while, haven't they?
For a long time.
Yeah, one-man army corps. It's like, oh, you thought it was bad because the general just had use of Brother Eye and had a playbook from the future. Nope, now he's got Omax.
Yeah, now it's much worse. It's even worse now because Tim's being turned into one.
He sure is. And in a nice bit of continuity, too, I dig that, the general shaves his head so he can look like his old counterpart.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was a nice call. What do you think they're going to do with Tim? Because they've mentioned all these teams, and Tim's not on any of them.
That's what's kind of got me, like, kind of worried a little bit.
Are they going to kill Tim again? Did they bring him back just to kill him again? To be like, hey, you can't cheat death forever.
Well, as well, like, they got that, but they've got, like, this whole story of him wanting to kind of retire and be just a normal student and everything. So they could definitely go that route where he just retires.
And also, this entire run has been about his fear of him becoming, you know, the Batman of tomorrow, of him becoming the evil Tim Drake who will take over the world and take over Gotham. Could this be one of those things where he's like, no, I make my own fate, I make my own destiny, and he, like, chooses to kill himself?
Yeah, it could be. Could be.
Because it's like, man, you would think they would put him back with one of the Titans teams, although Damian is doing pretty well right now, unless they want to spin him out to lead that Young Justice team we keep talking about. Yeah,
I have no idea where they're going to go, and whether it's going to happen at the end of Tynan's run, or whether they're going to make that a big event later on.
I definitely think they could. But yeah, very, very cool story. I like this too. We talked about Batman being shown in different lights. Obviously, the general was trying to frame Batwoman in the colony here. I like Batman actually being smart enough to go, no, this is clearly a frame up. I'm going to go talk to Kate.
Yeah, I like that. I thought that was pretty cool. And then we got some also, like, it kind of reminded people that, like, these two, while they're a part of the Bat family, they're part of the Wayne family as well.
Yes, we go to the Kane family estate, which is pretty interesting. Like, have we ever seen Batman's mom's house? I don't think so.
No, it's creepy.
Very, very creepy. Which you know, people would argue that the Wayne estate is kind of creepy too, so she just traded up to a house that was less creepy. It's a freaking mausoleum with a bunch of scary Latin written on the wall. And I dig this idea, too, that, Jacob, when he's talking to Bruce, where he's like, hey, your mom was my sister. I knew her for longer than you did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's pretty harsh. That's a real gut punch for Batman to be like, yeah, I do all this to fight for my parents who I knew for like maybe 8 years.
Yeah, yeah.
I really like that, where it's like, man, Jacob, I want to like you as a hero, but you're actually a really good villain. Because you can pull out these little barbs and attack Batman in these ways he's not used to getting attacked.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one was definitely fun. I'm definitely excited to see where that one goes. And I'm going to be sad when it's over.
Yeah, I am as well. It's been a really great run for him.
It's been the best main universe Batman run.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Most definitely. And it's also like, hey, Tynion, once you're done with this book, where are you going to go?
Yeah, what have they got him on?
What have they got him at? But, well, I mean, they got him on that JL Justice League Dark, so that's one thing they got him on. But I think that's only going to be a mini-series. I don't think that's going to be a full one.
Well, hey, maybe if, like, Tim does go off and lead Young Justice, he goes and writes that.
That would be fun. I would definitely appreciate that. It's clear that Tynion loves Tim Drake a whole lot, and a whole bunch of this run has just been trying to get Tim Drake back to how James Tynion remembers him.
Yeah, it has been.
Which is fine, because if you gave me Green Arrow to write, I would have done the exact goddamn thing. I'd be like, all right, now to tell stories that only I would care about. We had Avengers this week, too. We had another No Surrender. Part 14. This is also finishing up soon.
Yeah, 2 more issues left. This was a pretty cool issue.
A team book where the theme is actually teamwork. I like that.
Yeah, and we actually got to see the Avengers working as a team.
Yes, all of them working together and being like, hey, we have a unique set of skills that when used in conjunction with each other can actually help save the day.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I did like Hulk's brief fight with the Challenger, how the Challenger just like hits him into like space.
and how the team's all cocky at first. They're like, man, freaking Hulk kicked our ass, but that's okay though, because the Hulk is totally gonna fucking murder the Challenger. He pissed him off. He brought him back to life. You wait and see. The Challenger just boink. And they're like, well, we're down our Hulk, everyone. I guess we're fucked again. It's nice, too, because, again, they're letting these, smaller tier heroes kind of have the spotlight and kind of get more development. This, in many ways, was Quicksilver's swan song.
This was the primer to the Quicksilver No Surrender book.
We wondered what that's going to be like. Now we know what it's going to be like.
Yeah, it's going to be him stuck somewhere after chasing this energy beacon that like obliterated him or something.
Wherever he went, beyond the stars to the
Speed
place
Force.
Between spaces. It's a fucking Flash story, isn't it? It's so like, and he went to the Speed Force.
That would be really cool if that's how they introduce like a version of the Speed Force, and then it's like, it connects all these universes.
Well, it's funny. Apparently, it's C2E2. They someone misquoted CB Sabluski when he's like, I'd love to do a DC Marvel crossover again, like we did back in the old days. Wouldn't that be some shit? Quicksilver breaks on through to the DC universe by accident, and he's like, "Whoa, this place is weird. I'm not the fastest one here, not by sight." But yeah, that's such a Flash moment, even down to the, I sacrifice myself for everyone. That's his Barry Allen in Crisis moment.
It literally was his Barry Allen moment from Crisis of Infinite Earths.
I had to run faster than I ever run before. Although they actually have a very good reason as to how he's able to do that. His sister uses her chaos magic to break the laws of probability, and Synapse uses her inhuman powers to change his physiology so he can run faster than he ever could before.
Yeah, I actually really like that explanation where she like broke his mind's barriers so his mind could keep up with his body and everything. They kind of did something similar with on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when Yo-Yo used her powers and it fucked up her arms.
My thing is like, wow, that's a really powerful combo of Synapse and Scarlet Witch. Can you girls do that for everybody? Because it feels like if you
why don't you just go help stop Challenger?
Hey, if you could do that to the Hulk, I bet he would have won in the first fight. Hey Hulk, it's okay. We're gonna make you stronger than you've ever been before, and we're gonna change probability so you can hit harder than ever before.
Actually, bringing that up, why don't they do something like that where they warp Hulk's mind so that Banner is always in control.
Because no one's thought to write that yet, Matt, and if they did, they couldn't have the Immortal Hulk series, because that's too powerful a combo. That defeats everything if you do that.
It's too OP.
It's too OP. Apparently, we've discovered the ultimate combo move, and that's Synapse and Scarlet Witch together. Watch them never meet again after this.
Yeah, just go their separate ways.
Well, that was fun. Let's never see each other again. But yeah, that one was fun, and they definitely seem to be pushing this idea where Voyager's like, hey, can I join the Avengers?
Yeah, it's funny because we kind of she's pegged as like the forgotten Avenger, and she never was one because she's a fake and everything, and now she wants to join the Avengers, which is really cool. I hope that she does stick around.
No, I mean, she's an interesting enough character. I like the idea of an Elder of the Universe who's actually a hero and isn't a dickbag.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Although, you know what might happen? If Challenger gets defeated and dies, and seemingly the old the old guy is dead, her dad, but maybe he's not because he's also on the cover of a next one. So maybe the idea is that she needs to become like the new Grandmaster, and she needs to play games in the universe or something.
That could happen, but as well as that could happen, and she could be like, okay, I'm going to be the new Grandmaster, but I'm not going to be a dick. I'm going to be like a good guy.
That would be fun. I would actually be all about that.
Yeah, I'm going to play games to save the universe.
Yeah, to save lives, I'm going to be a good guy. So that was fun. I'm guessing the other book we read this week was Exiles.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Man, what a fun book. Take point on this.
This was a really, really cool book. I've been waiting for like a Marvel multiversal traveling book, adventure book. And we kind of got that with Marvel 2-in-1. But this one kind of goes that step further where we actually have a team that's very similar to the Legends of Tomorrow. Little bit. A bunch of, rejects and washouts and everything. Yeah, but instead of stopping anachronisms, they stop glitches, as Blink says. Glitches is what they used to be back in the day, back during the old Exiles book. And I love how they explain Blink's origin in just like a bunch of panels where it's like, yeah, she's from the Age of Apocalypse, but don't worry about it. We're not going to make you think about the Age of Apocalypse. That page is cool where she's like made up of the different versions and everything. That's pretty cool. Here's her father figure Sabretooth. Here's Wolverine with the red war paint on him and everything. Yeah, but what really surprised me is we got to see the Unseen and Nick Fury and everything, and the white Nick Fury from Original Sin. Yeah, the fact that the Unseen is essentially the boss of these new Exiles, I'm like, that's fucking genius. Yeah, that's so cool. Good job, Solid in a Mid, for actually coming back to this character and being like, so what the fuck's their deal? What are they doing? Solid in a Mid knows his Cosmic Marvel. He really, really does. Some deep pulls, some stuff from all over the place. I like we're slowly building the team, so we get old woman Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, who just goes by Khan in the dark future. Yeah, I thought that, where there's like roving bands of Mad Max Inhumans. She's got a big stupid Cable gun, which I love. I'd love if that was actually Cable's gun. It might be, man. We don't know the origins of a lot of these characters. That might just be Cable's gun. They also show that in the future, Miss Marvel becomes more powerful. Like, oh, my stretchy membrane thing. Oh, yeah, if I touch you, I can actually tell you if you're lying by listening to your heartbeat. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, that's a good power. If she's older, she would have more mastery over her ability, and she would be more powerful. Yeah, the next member they recruit is Iron Lad, who's a different Iron Lad from the Young Avengers. That was in Young Avengers. But maybe he lived a life similar to him. That's the beautiful thing about it. They turn it into a joke where it's like, yeah, I'm Iron Lad, Nathaniel Richards, and I'm Kang. Or maybe Kang saved me. Or maybe I will be Kang one day. Kang's trying to kill me, right? It's all very complicated. Maybe Kang saved me so I would be Kang. So he could come back and save me to become Kang. The important thing is don't think about it. I have a cool Iron Man suit. That's another thing that gave this book points in my department. I'm like, let's not think about that. And all through the book, we kind of alluded to this Time Eater who's like eating up timelines and everything. It's the freaking Langoliers from Stephen King. And then at the end, we find out it's like the dead head of Galactus.
Yeah, Galactus's friggin' zombie head, which I'm like, you know what? All right.
That, you know, it'd be really cool if it was like the zombie Galactus from Marvel Zombies.
Oh, you know what? Like, you joke, but probably actually.
That'd be so cool.
They go to the Marvel Zombies universe for a little bit and be like, what the fuck happened? Shit, we're getting the fuck out.
Yeah, this is too dangerous.
Yeah, back it up, back it up, back it up. Oh, this universe seems really niche. Better get out of here. I mean, hell, they could go anywhere. I mean, you only know it's only a matter of time till these exiles go to that new Ultimate Universe Bendis setup.
Oh yeah, they're probably definitely going to be going there.
They can go to the Marvel Mangaverse. They can go all sorts of places.
Oh, they have to, isn't like one of their members like a chibi Wolverine?
Yes, yes, it is. Most definitely. Well, and here's the thing: they're picking up Valkyrie from the movies, which means they're gonna visit the movie universe.
I hope they do. I really hope they do.
Or a universe that's at least close to the movie universe. And I'm like, man, you gotta do like a whole arc just in the movie universe and be like, oh, you're kind of similar to us, but also kind of different. Feels like there's a lot of money being spent around us at all times. This universe just smells like money.
It'd be cool
Everything
if they
else...
picked up that Valkyrie, but it's literally just the actress.
Oh my god, they could do that too. That she comes from our universe.
Yeah,
and it's just freaking Tessa Thompson. Oh my god! See, this is what's fun about Exiles, because it's just like endless possibility.
It is. It really is. I'm really excited for this book. It looks amazing.
I hope it sells well, because like here's the thing: the old Exiles from like 2001, from like over a decade now, almost 20 years, was popular. It got to like 100 issues, but it was always very niche.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was also at a time, too, when more comics got to 100 issues more quickly. I would love to know the sales data on Exiles to see, because it seemed like such a weird choice.
Well, the good thing is they've got Saladin Ahmed writing it, and he's got a lot of goodwill with Black Bolt and all the other stuff he's written. So, like, yeah, people will be like, oh, pick up this book. It was written by the guy who wrote Black Bolt. That was an amazing series.
Hey, he made people give a shit about Black Bolt. Now he's going to make people give a shit about Exiles again. Which is so weird. It's like, hey, man, you knocked this Black Bolt pitch out of the park. How would you like something weird and niche? Unless that was his idea, be like, man, you did so great with Black Bolt. You can write whatever you want, Saladin. What do you want? Exiles. Give me
immediately Exiles and Quicksilver.
And they're like, "Are you sure? Because you can have anything you want. Are you sure you don't want anything else? You don't? Okay, we'll give you Exiles then." I mean, we're not burying the mutants anymore, so I mean, I guess you can have a book where Blink is the leader, sure. I also want to write about the Unseen. I mean, Jason Aaron hasn't been writing anything about him, so sure, go for it. All right, I'll do it. What else did you have, Matt? I only have one more.
I had All New Wolverine issue 33.
Oh, yes, they're closing down shop on that one soon.
The end of this arc, which is the Old Woman Laura arc, which
nice.
Heads to the future, and we find a very Tron-inspired Wolverine, who we find out later on in the book is actually Gabby.
Yes, I saw that.
And Laura has kind of like retired. She's become Queen of Madripoor. Which is now recognized as like a nation sort of thing. It's like big technological haven, and it kind of takes ideas from the movie Logan, where we find out Laura is dying from some type of genetic disease with her cloning or something.
Makes sense.
And before she dies, she wants to kill one person and save one person, and that person just happens to be the same person for both those things, and that's her other clone, Bologna, who we haven't seen since like first arc, basically.
Wow, they're really bringing it full circle.
Yeah, so they got to track her down, and they go to the president, who is Kamala Khan.
Yes, I saw that panel too, making the rounds. G. Willow Wilson didn't know that, but she was absolutely tickled and pleased when she found that out.
And she says Bologna was in a SHIELD helicarrier, and then the Doom World War happened.
Oh no, not the Doom War.
Doom and like a bunch of other villains attacked and just completely destroyed everything. Doom like built a wall and made the neighboring country of Latveria pay for it. You know, around Latveria.
Jeez, I wonder who that could be a reference to.
this big dome around his city, and he took the helicarrier through, so he has like not only a helicarrier but a helicarrier full of villains.
Oh, nice. So again, kind of like the original Old Man Logan story, where all the villains teamed up, rose up, and destroyed America.
Kinda. But yeah, she's like, oh, well, I'm going to go to Latveria and kill Doctor Doom and try and find where my sister is. And Maria Hill, who looks completely different. She's like bald and missing an eye and very Nick Fury, very Nick Fury-ish.
It's been rough for Maria.
She goes with her, and then we find out like Gabby somehow betrayed her to Doctor Doom or something. And that's where the issue ends, and big cliffhanger.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a really cool book. It's the final arc, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Hell of a run. You gonna pick up with X-23 and see what's going on there once that happens?
Well, yeah, I'm interested to see like if this leads into that, or like what exactly happens to make Laura go from a hero back to her X-23 roots.
Yeah,
especially when this book has done so many arcs of her saying, "I am different from that. I'm not that anymore."
Yeah, they're gonna have to tell that story. They're either gonna have to tell it here, or they're going to have to tell it in one of these other Wolverine books they got going on. Because it would be really annoying if you just picked up X-23 and she's like, yeah, I decided not to be Wolverine anymore. But why, though?
Yeah, well, as well, and it kind of, like, throws a wrench into, like, X-Men Red, because she's, like, a founding member of that team. So, like, what's going to happen with her in that?
But Tom Taylor's still writing that one, as far as we know, unless they're junking all the writing teams. Again, Mathew Rosenberg said big things coming for X-Men soon.
Well, I know Blue got, like, their team thrown out and like a new team's come in.
Right. Well, I thought that was only for an arc, but again, they're probably experimenting with that one because they're going to be sending the kids back or killing them in extermination.
Yep.
So yeah, that book has to be getting shaken up just by the sheer nature of we're getting rid of the Bendis doubles. Which is about goddamn time, honestly.
Oh god, how long have they been around for? Like since 2011? Sooner?
Like, we worked at Comic Book Cast when that story was just starting.
Yeah, I actually own the first 2 arcs of that book.
Which, the first 2 arcs are the best 2 arcs.
Yeah.
They're genuinely good. Don't read anything past the 2 arcs. Tell you what, read up to Battle of the Atom, get annoyed, be okay with the ending, then just make up your own ending as to how they got home.
They died on their way home.
They died on their way back to their own timeline, and literally nothing else in between mattered. It's just been a bunch of spinning their wheels and a whole lot of nothing. But, hey, you know what wasn't a lot of nothing? You know what was actually pretty fun?
What's that?
Domino #1 from Gail Simone.
See, I didn't pick this up because I was like, Domino, I don't know.
Here's the thing. If you don't like Domino, I don't know if this is going to do it for you. But if you like Gail Simone and you like fun, funny comics, then you might like this one anyway.
Cool.
Is the thing. Basically, you know, it's Domino's birthday as it starts. She's having a birthday, and Diamondback bought her a puppy, and she's like, I can't have a puppy. I'm like a X-Force assassin, you know, mercenary. Now I can't take care of an animal. And they're like, look, seriously, you need something to come home to, Nina, because if you don't, you're gonna get all weird and shit. Someone's trying to kill Domino, and someone is, you know, able to alter her luck powers, because that's her thing. She's super lucky. Nothing can hurt her. They take that away from her very early on because they have to. The big standout is we get like a surprise birthday party for Domino, and it's all of her X-Force friends and all of her ex-boyfriends. So Colossus is there, and Deadpool is there, and like Taskmaster is in the background. And of course, we're like, well, who's going to sing happy birthday to her? Yeah, we were going to get an Air Supply cover band, so instead we just got Dazzler.
Okay.
So Dazzler sings her happy birthday, because of course she does. It's fun. It's completely, you know, laid back. You know, it's not going to blow your mind, but again, if this is your jam, and this is very much my jam, I enjoyed it.
Sounds pretty cool.
I'm looking at the numbers right now. It actually got over 2,000 views, so I guess someone gives a shit about Domino. Probably a bunch of people like me. It's probably just a bunch of, Gail Simone fans who are like, ooh, gotta check this out. Which I'm glad I did. So, yeah, that's everything for me from this week. Did you have anything else?
No, I'm still going through books.
Me too. What do I have left? Oh, I have the New Champions from Jim Zubb, which is actually the first book to have the new legacy numbering attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
To where it's like you got your legacy numbering and you have the new numbering. So that's how all Marvel books are going to look now moving forward.
Yeah, they did that for a while though, didn't they?
They did.
Like, yeah, when Marvel Legacy started, and it kind of confused a lot of people.
It's an old idea they're bringing back and trying out again, and as we talked last week, where it's like, look, either you should have never stopped doing it, or you should have just kept going with how it is. Now there's going to be new fans who are going to be super confused because they never lived through this style of numbering before.
Yeah, what? It's number 1, but it says it's number 200.
Yeah. Remember, again, to bring it back to X-Men, when they tried doing the thing where it's like, look, here's the number overall, but here's the number out of whatever numbers for the storyline you're reading. So this is like issue 26, but it's actually issue 3 in the Trial of Jean Grey story.
Yeah.
So they've tried a lot with numbering. I don't know if this one's going to work out or not, but yeah, I have New Champions and I have Despicable Deadpool still left to read, and hopefully that special video I'll be able to get done for this week.
Cool.
So yeah, anything else coming out on your channel, Matt, you want to talk about, want to direct people towards?
Well, we got a big week coming up because we got Action Comics issue 1000 coming out.
Yeah, boy. It's felt so weird we haven't had Action Comics for a little bit.
It has, yeah. They took the weird thing is this week it's Action Comics 1000 and the last issue of Tomasi's Superman run.
I know, right? That's going to be really weird, but it's going to be a good time for Superman fans, which we most certainly are.
Yeah. I can't wait to read that. I'm also hoping that they digitally release it so I can show people pictures of it without me actually holding the book up. But I ordered that big hardcover, the big 80 years of Superman hardcover. I'm hoping they release it online so I can do a semi-review on it, show people what's in it, stuff like that. But yeah.
I can't spoil it yet because I don't know if it's coming out because it's out of my hands. I sent it to someone else, but I may actually have a big, interesting Superman issue number 1000 thing coming out as well. I hope it comes out on time, but I will be sure to point people in its direction. They asked me to do it, and I was genuinely pleased. Where I'm like, yeah, I'll totally do that. But yeah, so that's the show, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, and favorite. It helps us out a lot. If you want to listen to an ad-free digital version of the show, you can always go listen in SoundCloud. That's always good.
Yep, SoundCloud, or you could pay $1 a month and get us on Patreon, where you get everything. You get the video version early, you get the audio version early. Cool, really cool stuff on there.
It's a good deal. It's for the super fans of this super show that we do. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Matt and I will be back again next week. Same comic multiverse time, same comic multiverse place. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.